Bosa. Articulated Waga. Indomitable Yakata. Aluta Soro. I want to say. I want to confirm. I want to echo. I want to re-echo. Aluta. Sakata. Agency. Competency. Emergency Rigadu. One of the greatest. No leadership to say is an opportunity to serve. It is actually with this vision and mission we gave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a mandate. This is why we are here to welcome you in order to build a student-first system of our betterment. Atahiyya, Manaja, Mannana, أريد أن أبشر أريد أن أنذر أريد أن أقدم أريد أن أقدم أستاذ الذي ليس له بشعة زمزم وذكره بسام منانا إلا بالتابعة ولاية أدماء أقدم ثلاثة سويا إلى مستسوية بوسا fundamental corona to his enemies. Corona.
We're going to make it possible for all of you to be great. I always say when I'm in a gathering like this that amongst us here, there's maybe a president or two, governor here, maybe ministers here, ambassadors here, and we must make it easy for them to rise to that level of leadership.
Thank you, sir.
And that's why the President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has brought this program to give hope to the Nigerian youth.
Thank you, sir.
And I think we should give him 3 fundamental bosas.
Bosa. Let's give a 3 fundamental Ebola to his enemies as well. Ebola.
What's poppin'?
For the land of beauty and Adamawa State. I was very warmly received at the airport today, the best reception I've had anywhere I've been. And it is extremely important that you understand the importance of education for each and every one of you or your children, its impact on your family life, on yourselves, on your parents if you're a student, on your children if you're a parent.
Yes. Make sure that you come here and one of the greatest Nigerians today. One of the greatest bossa. Articulated waga. Indomitable yakata. Aluta soro. I want to say. I want to confirm. I want to echo. I want to echo. Aluta sakata. Agency competency. Emergency rigadu. One of the greatest. Yes, and welcome you to Adamawa State. As you know, the destiny of our great Nigeria lies in our hands. And for us to take our great Nigeria to the highest level, we need to come and work together as one people who have so many crucial roles to play as a student. And for us to achieve our aims and objectives, we actually need to choose the most competent and suitable leaders who will lead us in achieving our aims and objectives. We know leadership to say is an opportunity to serve. It is actually with this vision and mission we gave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a mandate to come and serve us and to take our dear country, our dreamland. And I'd like to say, congratulate you and welcome you to Adamawa land of beauty. Thank you so very much. And actually to say, this is a Ribado Media Center team, as you can see it. Yes.
Ribado Media Center.
Media Center. Yes, welcome Mr. Akintola Sawya. Bismillah. This is a team under the leadership of Sadiq Ribado, because he was the one that actually organized this and asked us to come and welcome you, sir. We are immensely grateful, and this should actually be the occasion to say, and the vehicle of hopes and our dreams. That is why we are here to welcome you in order to build a student-first system of our betterment. Atahiyya, manaja, mannana, uridu an ubashir, uridu an unazir, uridu an uqaddim, uridu an uqaddima ustazu alladhi laysa lahu bush'ata zumzuma zumzum, wa zakkarahu bassam, mannana, illa bil jami'ati wilayatu Adamawa yuqaddimu salasatan سويا إلى مستسويا بوسا give a very fundamental corona to his enemies. Corona.
Thank you. Let me make a few comments.
Okay.
If possible.
One house, please.
First of all, I want to say and express my delight at the way in which God has enabled me to be in this great state, to be in this great place called Yola.
Thank you.
It's my first time here. I feel very connected with this place for reasons I may explain to you later. I feel that God has put me here along with some of my leadership, including Mr. Mustafa Iyal, Executive Director, Nelfund, to come and deliver great hope to these wonderful students. I am here today, I'm receiving the very best reception. Some of these students should be in a position to receive the best reception ever when they are at the right stage. God will make it possible for all of you to be great. I always say when I'm in a gathering like this that amongst us here, there's maybe a president or two. There might be a governor here, maybe three. Here, there will be ambassadors here, and we must make it easy for them to rise to that level of leadership.
Thank you.
And that's why the President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has brought this program to give hope to the Nigerian youth.
Thank you, sir.
And I think we should give him three fundamental bossas.
Bossa! Let's give a three fundamental Ebola to his enemies as well. Ebola.
President Tinubu, we thank you. These students thank you. They thank you for what you have brought for them and for allowing us to be the people who help them realize their educational dreams.
Indeed, we are immensely grateful, sir.
Yes, I'm very honored to be here. I also thank the Ribado political group.
Yes, the Ribado Media Center.
The Ribado Media Center have also been great. They've been supporting us from the beginning. The Ribado Media Center have been supporting us. They've been standing with us. They've been encouraging us, even at times of great challenge. They've been there to help us move this thing forward. So Ribadu Media Center, 3 fundamental goals for the Ribadu Media Center. Ebolas to their
all gathered purposely to do from you and to show your appreciation, because it's not an easy task that you are doing now. We all know the challenges that you are facing, but to us as a student, seriously we appreciate this initiative. We know it's purposely designed to assist us, particularly really vulnerable students, and then particularly Adamawa State. You know, it's one of the states that is affected by insurgency, terrorism, and all other these things that we're facing. But seriously, by this initiative, we will be able to concentrate on our education, and then we will be a good leaders tomorrow, and then this thing will help us promote our education system in the state. So on behalf of the Adamawa State students entirely, and our parents, we are welcoming you to the land of beauty. And maybe before you leave, we'll give you one wife so that you only one.
Well, this is Alamina Abubakar, chairman of Ribadu Media Center. While I am
You are the chairman?
Yes, chairman. I am okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
How are we doing for time? How are we doing for time? We need to just... All right.
So this is your host. So where you want to go? Oh, yes,
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. You're welcome. Sorry.
We can do better by clapping. We can do better by clapping. We can do better by clapping. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I am here representing my provost, Dr. Mohammed Usman Literature, who is unavoidably absent. And he has asked that we extend his felicitation to all of you who are gathered here. Nelfund, which is a student loan scheme that has been established by the federal government for students to access loans in order to ensure sustainable higher education, was signed into law by the President on the 3rd of April 2024. Usually when a program comes on board, it is always important that the stakeholders understand the operations of the program. So this sensitization exercise that is taking place today is very apt, in the sense that the stakeholders who are gathered here today will listen to those who have the knowledge, who understand what Nelfund is all about, and they are going to speak to you so that you understand the importance and what you stand to gain as you access Nelfund. I'm also sure that they are going to tell you the procedure and how you will qualify to access these loans. Like I said, sensitization is always key in a program which is new and is coming on board. The hall is quite filled up with students, and that gladdens my heart because you are those who need this knowledge. And for some of our students who are coming from indigenous background, this is an opportunity for you to continue with your education. And I'm sure that at the end of this sensitization exercise, that those of us who are seated here are going to gain a lot to move Nelfund forward so that we can access more loans in all our higher institutions in the Northeast region. Once more, I welcome you to this program. At this junction, I declare this sensitization exercise open. Thank you very much.
Great institution of traditional rulers. I pay my respect to you. Our host at the Federal College of Education, Yola, the Provost, Dr. Mohammed Usman, Degereji, ably represented, the leadership of the various student unions and student representatives, the academic leaders here, my team from Nelfund, the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, the Executive Director of Nelfund, Mr. Mustafa Iyal, other directors and heads of units from Nelfund here present, the great people of the land of beauty, the land of beauty. I didn't hear anybody clap for the land of beauty at Damawa State. I was very warmly received at the airport today, the best reception I've had anywhere I've been. I thank those of you who came and stood outside in the sun to receive me, including the Ribadu Media Center. I thank you for that effort. I feel greatly honored and privileged. My name is Akitunde Sawyer, the Managing Director of the Nigeria Education Loan Fund. I am extremely delighted to be standing in your presence today. It's my first time in Adamawa State, it's my first time in Yola, and I'm definitely coming back here. There are three key things I want to do as I speak to you today. The first is I want to tell you why I'm here, because it's important for you to know what I've come here to do, what is my mission. The second thing I want to share with you today is that it is extremely important that you understand the importance of education for each and every one of you or your children, its impact on your family life, on yourselves, on your parents if you're a student, on your children if you're a parent, the importance of education in our lives. And finally, to really ask you to please do whatever you can to take some learnings away from whatever we discussed today and then to act upon it. So, what has brought me here today? The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. During his campaign, made some promises. And those promises, many educational facilities, many institutions, at tertiary level and others, but at tertiary level, which concerns us here today, we have many institutions that are not able to hold on to those who want to get an education because they don't have the money to either access the institution or they don't have the money to stay in the institutions and finish their programs. That's a very big problem because when people drop out or are unable to access tertiary education, it has a huge and significant effect on how the rest of their lives go. I can tell you now that the only reason I'm standing in front of you is because I was able to get an education by the grace of God that has allowed me to progress in my career. I don't think there's anybody here who should not have the opportunity to rise to the level that I am at and even higher. And so the President introduced, by signing into law on the 3rd of April 2024, the Student Loans Act, which gave birth to the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. And what is this all about? It simply says that anybody, any Nigerian who has the eligibility, in other words, by law, the eligibility, who meets the criteria that has been set by Nelfund, who have the capacity to be able to learn, adopt information, be tested, and then go on to pass any examination put in front of them to show that they are duly qualified, should not be deprived from having that opportunity if they have the desire to acquire that education. In other words, if money is the only thing stopping any of you or anybody you know from being able to come to an institution like this, Nelfund is here to help you. A funding mechanism has been designed which draws 1% of all federal taxes, 1% of the federal inland revenue collections has been directed into this fund so that we can empower you and your children to be able to attend school without having to worry about the cost of it today. So, there is a loan fund, and if you are attending a university, a college of education like this one, or a polytechnic, you can apply for a loan, and Nelfund will pay 100% of the fees so that you can go to school, you can go to classes, and you can get that education. On top of that, you can also apply for pocket money, for money to put in your pocket and spend as you go through the educational process at this institution. We pay 20,000 naira a month to students while they are in school for 1 year, for one session, until they need to apply for the second session. The interest rate for loans in Nigeria today is high up in the double-digit, mid-20s figures. This loan is 0% interest. What you borrow is what you pay back. And when you're paying it back, you don't pay it back at once. It's 10% of your salary when you start to earn. If you're not earning, your salary is usually 0. 10% of 0 is 0. So you don't pay back if you're not earning. This is one of the easiest, non-difficult, non-onerous loans that you can take in this country, and it's for education. I say to people who care to listen, if I give you a house, I can take it back. The house can be lost. If I give you a car, I can take the car back. The car can break down. If I give you education, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody. Which means that this is a gift. It's almost a free gift, because what you get is something that will change the rest of your life and cannot be withdrawn from you. This is not a profit-making venture. This is an opportunity to uplift yourself, to relieve your parents, and to give yourself the best possible chance to make a good life for yourselves and your families. So, I'm here to explain the loan to you, which I will do in a minute, and how to apply for it. But I'm here also to plead with you, to encourage you, to request of you, to beg you, that if you need this loan, please take it, please apply for it. You may not need it today. You don't need to apply if you don't need it today, but you should register on our site, www.nelf.gov.ng. Register on the site, because you don't know what or when you might need this loan. It's very simple. What we've done, we've taken the data from all the institutions, including yours. They've uploaded all your information onto the system. And when you access that site, that portal I just mentioned, www.nelf.gov.ng, when you access that, it asks you for some basic information. Your name, your date of birth, your JAM number, your matriculation number, and the institution. Once you clear those hurdles, and of course your name, because you have to be Nigerian. Once you clear those hurdles, it allows you to create an account of your own. Once you've created that account, it's unique to you. You can access the system and it's your account. It will give you your statement, how much you use for education, where you are in the process. It's a personal portal just for you. You have your own username and password. Once you set up that profile, and also in that section you put in your bank details, so that if you decide to apply, when you decide to apply, we can pay you the 20,000 naira direct, as I mentioned earlier. Once you've done that, you can then go on and apply for the loan. And the application part of this is very simple. Your institution shows up because of all the information you provided earlier, your JAM, your name, your matric number. Once you get to the application section, it will show you your institution, it will show you the course you're doing, it will show you how much the course fees are, and then it will invite you to apply. If you apply, then it comes to us, you see a sign saying pending, later it changes to verified when we verified it, and then finally it shows approved when you've got it. And what happens is that once you've got the loan, we pay 100% of the loan to your school so that you can have access to classes. There's a second loan, this is the pocket money. You can apply for that. It's a standard fee of 20,000 naira per month for 12 months. We pay it every month. Once you've applied for the loan, we automatically pay you that money every month so that you can do photocopying, you can buy data, you can buy snacks, you can buy handouts, anything that you might need to be able to do your course successfully. So, that's essentially it. You can apply for 2 loans. You don't have to apply for the pocket money, by the way. But you cannot apply for the pocket money unless you apply for the school loan, because you have to be in school. So, once you click apply and you've done the whole thing, it shows you a sign saying congratulations. And indeed, I congratulate those of you who have done so already. Thank you. So, when there's a loan, you usually have to pay it back. That's what a loan is. And earlier on, I talked about the fact that the loan is interest-free, and you only pay a percentage of your salary back. What I didn't tell you, by the way, was that you don't start paying this loan back until 2 years after NYSC. So 2 years after you've completed your NYSC, that's when we say, okay, can you pay back? If you say, I haven't got a job, no problem. We will try and help you find a job. We have a job portal that we're going to launch soon. Yeah, because we don't want to give you a loan and then not help you find jobs. We are going to help you find work. We've set up a portal. We're going to draw in jobs from government, from private sector, from the World Bank, from the UN, from NGOs. We're going to draw jobs into it so that you can preferentially, if you have a loan account number, you will uniquely be able to access that site and you will have first opportunity to get those jobs. The repayment of the loan is not for you to do yourself unless you are self-employed. The repayment of the loan is for your employer to take a 10% off your salary and pay it to the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. So this is really an incredible thing, I believe, that the President has given us the opportunity to have. And I really want to encourage you to please go to the site. If you have your device with you now, you can go to www.nelf.gov.ng. You'll find a very friendly site. Have a look at it, go on your phone and you'll see it. A couple of things I need to remind you of. For those of you whose parents are paying your fees, help them, take the burden off them. If you think they're struggling and they're having to do too much work, help prolong their lives, help prolong their happiness. Apply for the loan, it's interest-free. Just one other thing. God forbid, but in the event of death, the law says that the loan is forgiven. It's completely forgiven. So nobody's going to go after anybody for the loan. But we don't pray for death. I think I've kind of covered most of the things I want to say. I just want you to appreciate that you are very, very important people to the President. You're very important to this administration. You're very important to us at Nelfund. We're here to plead with you, to appeal to you, to request of you, to beg you that if you need this loan, please take it. Don't drop out of school. Don't drop out of school, because it has a long-term effect. Your ability to learn diminishes as you get older. So stay in school, get the qualification that you need. It will be good for you, it will be good for Nigeria. I'd like to just invite a couple of my colleagues up here. Umar Mukhtar. Is Mariam here? Mariam, please come up. And come, Mariam.
Nelfund wala hala hande oɗo ɓi talaka oɗo daga sare feere pat komai be komai wawan waɗa to waɗi bo ɗo waɗa ɗo timmina ɓe ɗo waɗa verifying wala hala neɓugo ha dow maju bo bannin ɓe ɗo hokka ceede je majjungo kala lewru fu 20,000. so hala mai gonga on wala fewre ɗo waɗa mo yiɗi emma kuje feere pat bo ha dow fulfulde ko faame ko o volino miɗon mi andi ɗon ɓe andi amma ha nder moɗon so on wawan tawama ema daga ɗon kuje je on faamai ha nder ko ɓe voli majum mi yetti sosai sannu oɗon.
Assalamu alaikum. Zaman ruwa. Sannan minna ɓi goɗɗo adama on bo mi ɗo wari adama sosai ha ɗon mi ekkiti fulfulde seɗɗa to goɗɗo ɗo vola de mi ɗo nana Allah zan to aɗo mari question ha programme ɗo mi ɗon mi nanan da mi ɗo mari colleagues am ha ɗo to goɗɗo ɗo mari questions I don't know. The floor is open. Yes. Mieti why? We don't have done then Mieti.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Ni da Hausa zan yi magana. Ana ji kowa yana jin Hausa? Ko kun fi jin Turanci? To mun gode kwarai an karɓe mu hannu biyu da muka zo wannan jiha mai albarka kuma mun ji daɗi kwarai da gaske kamar yadda managing director ya faɗa mun ji daɗi mun yi murna kuma idan mun tashi tafiya da ni da babban darakta mai gudanarwa wanda yake gefen MD wanda ya fi ni kama da bafulatani da wani abokin aiki na shi ma da yake can gefe Nasiru mu ukun nan ina jin kafin mu tafi saboda akwai wata fura da muka sha bayan mun iso garin nan ina kyautata zaton masu martaba da suke nan da iyayen ƙasa da shugabannin gwagwarmaya da wakiliyar provost dole za a zauna a ɗan tattauna dole kila sai an samu wasu mata fulani da za a ɗan abin da su so mun gode kwarai wannan tattaunawa da aka yi bayanin da muka zo da shi saƙo ne daga mai girma shugaban Najeriya President Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya fito da wannan tsari wanda yake so kowa ya yi karatu na gaba da sakandare idan mutane suka nemi wannan lamuni da muke tafa da shi za su iya ci gaba da karatu ko kuma wanda bai fara ba zai iya nema domin ya fara abinda shugaban kasa yake so shine kada wani matashi ko matashiya ya rasa damar ci gaba da karatu a dalilin rashin kuɗi ina ganin yana da kyau mu ba shugaban kasa hannu mu tafa masa akan wannan kokari da yayi iyayenmu da suke nan su kai wannan sako ga matasa waɗanda shekarunsu har yanzu ba su nisa ba da yawa wanda za su ci gaba da karatu ko dai a college of education ko a polytechnic ko a university duk wanda yake da sha'awa yake da bukata Najeriya ta ba matasa dama ta dalilin Nigeria Education Loan Fund ba tare da ka san kowa ba ba tare da sai ka tashi ka je Abuja ba, kana nan a Fufore ko a Gire ko a Son ko a Hong ko a Numan ko a Michiga ko a Mubi, ina ne ban faɗa ba, ko a Jada ko a Mayo Belwa, ko a Madagali, na faɗi Michiga. So duk inda mutum yake da ko a Tongo zai iya zuwa ya nemi ya amfani da wayarsa ko ya amfani da kwamfuta ya nemi wannan dama. Kuma ina tabbatar muku kamar yadda MD ya yi bayani cewa in dai mutum ya tsallake yana da JAM, yana da NIN, yana da BVN, to zai iya samun wannan dama. Da Allah iyaye da suke nan su wayar da kan 'ya'yansu, a sa matasa su nemi wannan dama, domin wannan dama ce babba. Tunda idan ka samu wannan lamunin ka shiga aji ɗaya, in ka shiga aji biyu za ka dawo ka ƙara nema kuma za ka samu, haka ka shiga aji uku har ka gama makaranta. Sannan idan ka gama za ka je ka yi NYSC. Idan ka gama NYSC za a baka hutu na shekara 2 kafin a tambaye ka ka samu aiki ko baka samu ba. In aka tambaye ka samu aiki, ka ce kamar wayannan malaman asibitin da suke zaune, sai a nemi asibitocin da suke aiki a ce musu to wayannan mutanen sun karfi lamuni daga Nelfund, don haka kowane wata mun san albashinsu mai tsoka ne sosai, sai mu ce a ciki a cire mana dan wani kaso kaɗan 10% shi za a cire mana sai a bamu mu ma, domin idan kannansu sun nemi wannan dama su ma in sun yi applying, to wannan kudin da suka biya sai a mayar da shi cikin asusu, sai a biya wa kannansu ko 'ya'yansu su ma idan sun shiga makaranta. Shine dalilin dawo da kudin, ba wai za a yi wani abu daban da shi ne ba, za a ci gaba da gudanar da wannan tsarin ne. A wannan kadamin kamar yadda ina zaton shugabanni na suke nunawa, idan akwai waɗanda suke da tambayoyi ko idi. Okay.
His Excellency Governor Amadou Umar Fintri, Dr. Mahmoud Digere, Provost, represented by Deputy Provost Hajia Aisha Kadri, the MD Nelfund, Mr. Akintola Soya, and his able team here present, Mohammed Jawro Baba, Serkin Yajin Jimeta, Acting District of Jimeta, and Bedouin Sabuko Barkama, all other royal family members here, nuns, leaders, students, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is with great honor and privilege that I stand before you today, representing the district head of Yola, to address this remarkable initiative by the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Nelfund. I feel highly dignified to represent the custodian of Yola, Hakim Yola, Al-Haji Zubairu Bauru Mustafa. Also honored to be part of this great history-making event. His Highness wished to attend the program himself, but because of other royal engagement, he could not make it. Being a lecturer for more than a decade, I can stand here boldly and testify that I have seen a lot of students left school because of financial constraint. But here we are today before this creamy audience for a great history-making event. This program aimed at creating awareness about students' loan and facilitating access to higher education is both timely and commendable. Education, as we all know, is the foundation upon which nations are built. It is a powerful tool that transforms individuals and societies, unlocking potential and creating opportunities. As Nelson Mandela once said, and famously said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Equally, education remains the fulcrum for every nation development. No nation on earth will going to achieve its desired dreams without quality education. Therefore today, investing on these young minds is not only investing on their future, but also the future of this country. For our youth, education is not just path to personal growth, but key to those of economic independence and national development. However, we also recognize that financial barriers often prevent many young people from pursuing their dreams of higher education. This is why the effort of Nelfund are so important by providing loans for students. You are not just offering financial assistance, you are investing in the future of this great nation. The sensitization program we are witnessing today is an essential step in ensuring that every eligible student understand how to access the loans. The platforms you have created for engaging stakeholders and educating our youth about the loans application process and its benefit is highly commendable. However, as impactful as this program is, the journey does not end here. I urge Nelfund to continue expanding its awareness campaigns, particularly to rural and undeserved communities, where the need is often greatest. On behalf of the District Head of Yola, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to Nelfund for this invitation and for unwavering commitment to empowering our youth through education.
Which may look selfish, and we know to be selfish is part of human being, whether you like it or not. Number one, you choose Adamawa, my own home state, to have this program. For that, thank you very much. And a special thank you for choosing FC Yola, my own dear colleagues, as the venue for this program. So I promise you, as I'm standing in on behalf of the imams, we do special prayers for you and your teams, especially Mariam and what's the other boy? That's what I'm asking for. The student affairs issue has been discarded. Maybe you come and continue. Maybe you come and continue. All right. Students' loanship or loan scheme in Nigeria is not a new thing. I was a beneficiary. I benefited from the former Students' Loan Board, 1995, when I was pursuing my postgraduate diploma in education. Then we applied, we became successful, we were given, and we paid back. What interests me most is a little drift you made with this one. The other one was whether you are employed or not, you must pay. Because then they had the feelings that if you finish higher education, you will not be ideal. You must find something to do with your hands and the knowledge you are able to acquire from the institution. Maybe that was what propelled entrepreneurship into our curriculum. That one by the side. This is an opportunity. I'm sorry to say it. We Northerners are lackadaisical. We are careless. We always have this attitude of I don't care. This scheme has been there for long. I don't know if others begin to benefit from it. But how many of us here are able to benefit? Because we always, although it is the government that makes us that way, we always try to doubt the government. Because I'm sorry to say this, most politicians are not truthful. Sorry, sir. What they say is different, what they say is another. Please.
Our host, Federal College of Education, Managing Director of Nelfund, various traditional rulers, our Islamic scholars here, various invited guests, our fellow students, gentlemen of the press, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It will be like a repetition, but I was invited to this sensitization session to invite my Islamic imams. We are here with a team of various imams in this state. Our purpose of accepting this invitation is first to acknowledge the importance of education. Without education, there is no any progress. Secondly, as most of the students are saying in their logos that I want to talk, I want to speak, I want to say, I want to what? Yeah. But for mine is, I have some observation. I am representing Islamic scholars. And when what I observe by this scheme is that, is there any open assessment that especially our Arabic and Islamic students that are studying in various universities and Federal College of Education, do they have that right to assess that loan? If they do, what about their age? I heard that there is an age barrier. And if you can look at our situation, most of our Islamic students that went to the various universities, most of them you find that they are at older age. Can they access this loan? And can they be given assistance to buy books? Because we have various Islamic books they are not accessible or affordable to most of our students. And sometimes there is a barrier. When you read, you become an engineer or a pharmacist. If you are an Islamic scholar, when you apply to some department, they may answer you by saying that this is not mosque. We don't have anywhere to pray. So we don't need your certificate here. So we need this question to be answered by the managing director of what can I call the Nelfund. And we people from the Northeast, we are delighted by this fund. If you look at our situation, we have been carried backward for several years because of this Boko Haram fighting. So we need the MD to consider people from the Northeast to assess this loan more preferable than the other various sectional states of the nation. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. May God reward you and take you back success.
Particularly overwhelmed because this is one of the best news we have heard this year. And I want to make two promises. Number one is that we will go back and make this announcement in our churches and encourage all our Christian brothers and sisters to apply for this loan. That is those that need the loan. And also we will take it as a point of duty to continue praying for this program and also to pray for our beloved President, Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. So I don't have much to say in this regard. I heard our Baba said he has obtained the loan 1995. A generation like mine might have not heard about it, but I know this is a wonderful opportunity that every one of us that is in need should take advantage of it. The last thing I want to say is that I believe by this student loan, a lot of crime will be reduced in our society. There will be minimal thuggery. There will be minimal crime because of this opportunity that Mr. President have brought to us. So thank you, Mr. Tunde Soya. God bless Adamawa State. God bless the federal.
You know, this issue, there is not any fiscal legislation. So people like us that have this kind of problem, how can we benefit that program according to the economic situation? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we have two questions here. One is about JAM. Three questions. One is JAM, one is name, and two is name. The third one is BVN with special character. So I would like to answer just the first one. For the nursing colleges, we are working on you people, and very soon you'll be able to apply. I would like I'd like to talk about name. So discrepancy on the names.
The current upgrade system. So if two of your names match, it will be accepted. So if, for instance, let me use my name, Iyabotosi Sanusi. Let's say there's hyphen in my name, Iyabotosi. So if Iyabo Sanusi agrees now, based on the current system, you'll be allowed to register. Does that answer your question? Partially.
What I call the second question, special character. That's a different question.
The question is about me. We have a lot of students corrected their medicine education
million, yes. 1.6 million applications of our Nigerian youth for tertiary education. However, of this number, only 18,049 indicated interest to gain admission into these 204 colleges of education spread across the country, representing barely 1.1% of the total applications. This is a trend, and we know the place of teacher education in this country. Part of the problem we are confronting many times, we kept telling ourselves, was how we did away with the teacher colleges in this country. So the role of colleges of education honestly cannot be overemphasized. So this is one area we believe should there be application for this long discussion. I don't know how you do it, but we are saying some considerations need to be given in the overall interest of the country's educational system. So thank you very much, and just further to appeal to our religious leaders, to appeal to our traditional leaders, the student union leaders, and all of us. They are here begging us literally to take this law, put up our applications so that we drive this benefit, so that we enjoy this benefit. So the appeal is, please, let's spread this message as we go back to our respective destinations. Please, let's help Nelfund to propagate this message. Our youth, you really need to come forward and put up your applications so that you enjoy from this facility, so that you can expand your frontiers of knowledge. With this, we thank Nelfund most sincerely, maybe for want of an appropriate adjective, I don't know, but we really appreciate that we are taking this to the doorstep of our youth and our communities. So we appreciate him, and our religious leaders, our traditional leaders, other stakeholders. We really appreciate that you find time to grace this event. We hope, just as stressed earlier, that you spread this message so that our youth will benefit. The student union leaders, the NAM, and many other platforms, we appreciate you. We recall how we linked up to ensure that this event takes place, and we want to assure that anytime such activities, the doors of the college is always open. We support things like that. Our students, please go back and spread these messages among your colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we are going to lead on this. We have 5 minutes presentation by the Fulani traditional dancers. Yes, and the Fulani
What's your name and how do you feel about the student loan program?
Well, my name is Mighty Samson from College of Nursing and Midwifery, Yola. Actually, I was part of the student that were actually selected to come and witness this program. I was very overwhelmed based on what happened. Seriously, I really enjoyed the program and I knew it's going to be of great benefit for students. So I'm actually gonna tell all my youth over there that will be looking at the NTA movie seriously that we are in need of this. So if you're opportune to be watching what is actually happening now, I would love you to also apply for the loan.
What do you say with Mr. President?
Well, so we are really appreciating the president for what he actually did. It's indeed a very great thing. We really appreciate the president because this is also an increasement for students that are out there in universities and also colleges.
What's your name? What's your name?
My name is Mighty Samson once again.
Okay. Hi, said.
Very good.
We're waiting for you.
Okay.
Sound check, sound check.
Sound check, sound check.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this scheme was originally greeted with so much skepticism. But going by what you have done so far, how assured are we that it's fully on ground?
Okay, so look, the numbers speak for themselves. I know that there was a lot of skepticism. There's been a big lack of trust in government schemes for many, many decades in this country. But for the first time in a long time, the president insisted, because of his passion for education, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, insisted that this program should be well set up. There were some delays in our starting because he wanted the system to be perfectly delivered. What has happened, as I said, is that the numbers now speak for themselves. We have over 400,000 people who have registered for this scheme. We have over 320,000 who have applied and are already receiving money, either for their upkeep or for their fees in the institution. So the skepticism was there and you can't blame the people for that. But the numbers speak for themselves. There are students up and down this country who are in school today because this money has been made available by the administration of the president. We're very proud to be part of the delivery team.
Okay, looking at the population of students in Nigeria compared to what has been done so far, it appears you have a big work to do. What are you doing in order to reach out, as somebody suggested inside the board, that you reach out to the rural areas where many people may not have known of this scheme?
Sure. No, this is absolutely right. You know, when you start a scheme like this, you have to decide on how you want to stage the awareness process. There are many people in institutions like this already in the institution who we want to make the loan available to. So the first place to start is in the institutions. We come to places like this, we don't want people to drop out, to see and make sure that there's awareness here. We're going to go to rural areas, we're going to go to marketplaces, we're going to go to town hall meetings, we're going to go across the country. This scheme is not just for students, it's for parents, it's for siblings, it's for teachers, it's for the institutions themselves to benefit from. But you know, you cannot roll out a scheme and go to everywhere at the same time. You must do it in stages. You create awareness, then you get adoption, then you go for more awareness. And by the way, if you think about this in the long term, people are always going to be coming into the scheme. So the awareness never stops. You always have to sensitize and make people aware, but it can't happen all at once. You know, you can only do this, if you want to do it properly, you have to do it in stages. We will get to the rural areas, of course we will. That's where most of the people we want to reach are. But the first people we have to reach are in the institutions.
So, sir, how important is this particular scheme to the educational wellness of Nigerian students?
Well, you know, let me first of all tell you what this scheme seeks to do. This scheme seeks to bridge the financing gap between those who are wanting to go and get themselves the best education they can get at the highest level, which is tertiary education. We also have a vocational program which will be starting soon. How important is it? First of all, it allows people to become the best that they can be. It allows them to be able to achieve their dreams in terms of educational acquisition. It allows them to be able to compete for jobs, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. The other thing it does is that when you mass educate people in the way that we're trying to do, it makes the Nigerian youth population more qualified for work, more qualified for people who are looking for good employees, more qualified for countries who want to come and invest in Nigeria, knowing that we don't just have, you know, a very high youth population, but we have a well-educated, well-rounded, well-tutored, well-lectured, well-developed education population. Ultimately, if we succeed in what we're doing, it will make this country as a whole more competitive. Part of the problem we have at the moment in Nigeria is that we're not globally competitive. Yes, we've got very successful people amongst us. That's not what counts. It's about making sure that our people are successful globally and bringing that success back to Nigeria. That's what it's all about.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you for coming. Unfortunately, I'm sure but the governor is not available.
You are here, sir.
So, no, the governor, she's coming. She's coming. She's running slightly late, but she'll be here very soon. Okay? So welcome. This is you. Well done, eh? So, well done. Well done. Gentlemen and ladies, welcome.
Chief of Staff to the Governor of this illustrious state, members of the administration, my team that have ably supported me here today and before today from the Nigeria Education Loan Fund, student representatives here present, all other distinguished participants. Your Excellency, I come bearing greetings from His Excellency, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. GCFR has given me a very good errand to come and run here. I'm delighted and honored to be in this state and to be in the presence of the leadership of the state. My purpose here is to meet with and sensitize the youth and parents and families of this state to what the Nigerian Education Loan Fund might mean to them, to the state, and to the nation. The President signed into law on the 3rd of April 2024 the Student Loans Act, which essentially sits around a promise that no Nigerian student, regardless of their financial means, regardless of their status, should be left out of the opportunity to acquire a gift, if you like, that can never be taken away from them, the gift of education. The law that set up this agency mandates us to seek how to identify and to approach and offer a message to them that if they are eligible, if they have the capacity and the desire to further their education, either on the academic side at tertiary level or on the acquisition of skills and vocational qualifications, we are to give them loans, interest-free loans, for the entire duration of their course, without interest chargeable, and with a promise that they will only pay back when they get paid employment. As I say, it's interest-free. In this environment, we know what it costs to borrow money, but this loan is completely interest-free, which makes it as close to a grant as you can possibly get without it being that. We are particularly delighted because the idea is to ensure that we encourage people not to drop out of education, and to encourage those who may be considering stopping at secondary level not to do so because they don't have the funds. The idea is that we encourage them to carry on so that they can become the best that they can be. And this serves three important purposes. One is that it takes away the frustration of people not being able to realize and achieve what they can because of the capacity and the abilities they have. The second is that it relieves families. In Nigeria, 80% of family income in general goes towards education. 80% is a big amount. And thirdly, that if we're able to get as many of our teeming youth as possible, and the figure as of today is 70% of the Nigerians in Nigeria under the age of 35, if we're able to get them to be as best educated as possible, it will increase our global competitiveness. I think there's a fourth leg to this agenda, and that is that we've seen how expensive it is when people don't have education. We've seen it in the banditry, in the insurgency, in crime, in all kinds of agitation, born out sometimes of ignorance, other times out of frustration. So one of the things that we absolutely want to ensure that we do with this is to intervene in the security or insecurity that we've seen in many parts of the country by taking away some of the frustration that is born out of not being able to achieve what people can. We believe that partnership is the only way to help this succeed. We want to partner with as many institutions of state as we can. And I mentioned vocational and skills training. We also want to partner with industry so that we can help get our people into jobs. Finally, one of the most exciting things about this, if I can just transport us 10 years into the future, is that we can have a Nigeria where everybody wants to outsource their services to. At the moment, we're exporting our talent. We need to import investment so that our people stay here and people come and look for doctors to be treated here. Not that we're sending our doctors to New York or other places. So with that said, I'd just like to again express my sincere gratitude for the time you have given us this afternoon and for welcoming us so well to the land of beauty. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. Good afternoon, sirs. My name is Eddie Claudio. I work with the CBN and supporting Nelfund.
Your Excellency, my name is Nasir Aito. I'm the Technical Assistant to the Managing Director.
Your Excellency, good afternoon. My name is Umar Mukhtar. I'm Head of Risk Management for Nelfund.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Tosin Sanusi. I'm Assistant Director for Investment.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Yazid Muhammad. I'm the PA to the Executive Director of Operation Team.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Waziri Idris from Communication Department, Nigeria Education Nelfund.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. I'm a different Festus, the PA to the Executive Director, Finance and Admin.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Maria Ribadu, Internal Control and Risk Management, Nelfund.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Zainab Basriki. I work in the Statistical Department, Nelfund. Thank you.
Stephen. I work with the Department of Planning, Research and Statistics, Nelfund.
Good afternoon, Your Excellencies. My name is Ikosi Ngwake, Finance and Accounts, Nelfund.
Adamawa State. We have a good number of our children that are within that age bracket, 35 downwards. And if there's a state where education has paid off, Adamawa State is that state. As we sit here today, our governor has made education free, at least to the secondary school level. So if we have a fund that will now take off the burden off our shoulders at the tertiary institutions, that makes it much more easier for us when we groom them from the lower level to the secondary school. You are like the off-takers. You off-take them off us and they get trained. We believe God, they come back and they will be beneficial not just to Adamawa State, but to Nigeria as a whole. We want to let you know that we've heard about this, we've read about it, but today we are here with you live to ensure that whatever is happening in the nation, we are not left behind. Because our mantra here is no one should be left behind and nothing shall be left untouched. Education is not left untouched, no individual will be left behind. We want to also let you know that our higher institutions are willing to partner, whatever the procedures, whatever the processes, whatever the regimes that you have in engaging students at whatever level, what it takes for a student to benefit from it, especially that it is a zero interest rate. We are also Nigerians. You know, sometimes when you tell somebody from far east or north or west to travel to Adamawa State, people think we are off the Nigerian radar. We are also Nigerians, and we are part of the citizens of Nigeria that should benefit from whatever policies the federal government is running. So we are glad that you are here today, and I'm sure if it is just the number of students you want, Adamawa should be able to produce as much as any big state. I don't want to call the name of any state, but any big state. Any big state, we should be able to produce the number of students that should qualify to also benefit from the Nelfund. So on behalf of the governor who is attending to some national issues, we welcome you, wish you well in Adamawa as you go around, and also wish you journey mercies back to your destinations. Thank you and God bless you.
What's poppin'?
Greatest boaster. Unlimited Waga. Indomitable Yakata. Aluta Soro. I want to say. I want to confirm. I want to echo. I want to re-echo. Aluta Sakata. Sakata agency competency. Competency emergency. Emergency Rigadu. Of the greatest. No leadership to say it's an opportunity to serve. It is actually with this vision and mission we gave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a mandate. This is why we are here to welcome you in order to build a student-first system of our betterment. Atahiyya, Manaja, Mannana, Uridu an Ubashir, Uridu an Unazir, Uridu an Uqaddim, Uridu an Uqaddim Ustaz الذي ليس له بشعة زمزمة زمزم وذكره بسام منانا إلا بالتابعة ولاية أدماء يقدم ثلاثة سويا إلى مستسوية بوسا fundamental corona to his enemies. Corona.
I want to make it possible for all of you to be great. I always say when I'm in a gathering like this that amongst us here, there's maybe a president or two, a governor here, maybe ambassadors here, and we must make it easy for them to rise to that level of leadership.
Thank you, sir.
And that's why the President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has brought this program to give hope to the Nigerian youth.
Thank you, sir.
And I think we should give him 3 fundamental bosas.
Bosa. Let's give a 3 fundamental Ebola to his enemies as well. Ebola.
What's poppin'?
Clap for the land of beauty and Adamawa State. I was very warmly received at the airport today, the best reception I've had anywhere I've been. And it is extremely important that you understand the importance of education for each and every one of you or your children, its impact on your family life, on yourselves, on your parents if you're a student, on your children if you're a parent.